I do not own the rights to any of the images, nor the sequences, nor any of the dope-ass music featured in this video. Any expressions, ideas, or critiques, or even opinions are solely my own and do not represent anyone else. Fair use to any and all suit dummies that may or may not be watching.
My content is the best. I am a great content creator.
Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. You caught me in the midst of my morning mantras. I just read the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, and I'm being impeccable with my word. I'm confident, and I'm proud of what I do. Just joking around, but I appreciate every single one of you. I know you have a lot of options out there, and I do upload very infrequently, but at the same time, I'm working on a project I think you're really going to enjoy. It has a lot of footage, a lot of information I have to process, so stay tuned, even if it's 10 people. And I do say that with sincerity. Even if it's 10 people, although it would be nice if it was a little more, I'm only on this platform to share and receive good information. That being said, I want to say a couple words about this hashtag fake outrage culture. So as we watch this young man commit a felony and rage against the machine,
Fucking fascist.
how much you want to bet he uploaded this to his Instagram later?
Fascist. Fuck you.
Anyway, moving on. I will make a quick disclaimer here. I am a hypocrite because I've done the exact same thing I'm about to speak about, and also I'm using the exact same technology and social media platforms that I'm about to rail against. I really like this hop, skip, and jump that this person does in just a second out of glee. Now, moving on. Moving on. I don't know if you've looked across YouTube, but there's a lot of pissed off people, and the most popular content is when you upload headlines that have pissed you off and you tell the audience why they should be pissed off too. Because it's like this continuous chain where you're angry, so you read a headline that'll make you angry, so you share it with your friends and now they're angry. But not only that, we're subbed to a lot of the same channels that have the same content. So you'll watch several different channels speak on the same topic, and I think it's just to get that rush and relive the experience all over again. I mean, they've done studies, extensive studies as a matter of fact, where they have directly admitted that these social media sharing sites are hooking their audience by getting these constant supply of dopamine spikes. And I would say adrenaline spikes as well. It's this permanent state of fight or flight that we tend to be in all day that cannot be healthy. That's not normal. I mean, I know. I receive a heart from a content creator, and I check. Then I'll reread my comment. Then I'll reread whoever responded. And I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the normal way that we used to act. And I can definitely tell you, we never acted like that in the 90s. Those were the days. You had to have a real personality to have friends. So I'm not calling out any channels in particular. Of course, I have who I feel are intentional and repeat offenders. And I'm not in any way talking about the channels that upload the latest headlines but laugh at them. That's entirely different. But at the same time, I'm not going to poison you against them, because I'm also subbed to a lot of these channels because it helps me to keep my finger on the pulse. I guess you could say it happened the other day. I was reading this stuff about human trafficking. It was so horrible. And this journalist had been murdered. I mean, for all intents and purposes, they were murdered. There's no other way about it. But as I'm reading the story, it suddenly dawned upon me, this is not my problem. It doesn't affect me personally. Obviously, I'm very aware this world is evil. I take my necessary precautions for myself, my property, and my family. At the same time, I was not involved in any of this. So why am I continually reading it? It's having an effect, and a detrimental one, on my state of being. How many of you have read a headline and it puts you in a very bad or down mood the entire day, and you just couldn't vibe with your coworkers or your family because you were impacted psychologically from what you had just read? So left versus right. It's two sides of the same shitty coin. I choose to opt out of this system. However, I am more conservative in my viewpoints, but I can't help but notice that both sides are mirroring each other exactly. They upload the same headlines, and based on their personal preferences, speak about why it made them angry, and also, like I said, why you should be too. It's the same shit. I mean, I've talked about extensively how the media is nothing more than a functioning troll. It creates the news. It makes the headlines for you to discuss because it already has you guided into predetermined pathways that were specifically designed for you based on your profile. I mean, you should know this based on the algorithm and what it recommends for you to watch. So to wrap up this video and end this little journey into speculation, I'm not trying to create any kind of prejudicial circumstances against any of these channels. I applaud their efforts because it takes a lot to continually expose yourself to these horrible things and then upload them and create content. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of editing. It's a work of passion. And I can't judge their intentions because I don't know them personally. But at the same time, we should all perhaps, I don't know, be very wary of what could be possibly occurring within our own brain chemistry. Also, if the information is not directly applicable to your life and it's creating a lot of contention, take a step back. Go outside. Enjoy the fresh air and the sun. I don't think it's at all good for us to just expose ourselves continuously to this over and over and over again. You have to start questioning why you have gravitated towards being in this depressed state of mind, because it cannot inspire anything of joy. No way. I mean, look at everything. Look at the latest headlines. It's nothing but doom and gloom. So again, thank you for watching. We should all be very aware of this. Just take note. Understand that perhaps you're being guided into a predetermined path, and look for ways to opt out. The more and more we opt out, I think the better we are. The more we will gain our humanity back. So like I said at the beginning, stay tuned. I got a very exciting project in the works. God bless every single one of you. Take care of yourselves. Peace and blessings. Cheers. Information. I know there's a lot of options out there. I know I don't upload very frequently. Frequently, can you talk? Myself. What I'm talking about is whether it's left-leaning, such as a channel that accepts the CNN version, or maybe it's right-leaning. So, I don't know if you've looked across technology. What the fuck? Yeah, bro, I looked across technology.